So here we go with week 22 Monday. That's week 22 on Monday in the New Wave Maths. Now don't forget, as you're watching this video, you can pause it anywhere you want. If you want to go back over a question, you can rewind the video. So we'll get started here with number 1. 40 multiplied by 9 gives you 360, okay? And they're asking, what is 39 multiplied by 9? Well, that's going to be 1 less 9 than we got in our answer here of 360. So instead of multiplying 39 by 9 and getting our answer, which would work, what we could do instead is do 360, take away 9, and that'll give us our answer if we find the subtraction easier than the multiplication. Number 2, it's a negative number here and a negative number here, -7 and -4. So we'd always start at 0, and we're first going to jump back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll land on -7 here. And then we're going to jump back 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So what are we going to land on here? That's going to give you your answer for number 2. Number 3, a jar has 10 red marbles and 30 blue marbles. So 10 red and 30 blue. Okay, so we could divide 10 into both of those to simplify it. 10 goes into 10 once and it goes into 30 3 times. And what is the chance of picking a blue one here? Well, altogether, we're picking from a total of 4, and out of those 4, 3 of them are blue. So our chance is going to be 3 and 4. If we were looking for a percentage, our chance of picking a blue would be 75%. But they're looking for it as something and something here. Number 4, on this one now, we multiply 0.4 by 0.4. Okay, and when we go to find out where the decimal goes in our answer, we count this number and this number after our decimal point, and that means we move over 2 places in our answer to put in our decimal. Number 5, we've got 5 meters and 40 centimeters is 5 meters and 40 over 100 meters, and we have the 5 taken care of here. As a decimal now, we just have to put in this 40 over 100. So for hundredths, we need 2 spots, and we've got 2 numbers we have to put in there. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. This number here on the top is just going to fit in there. Number 16, you can read this a couple of different ways. You can read it as 3 to the power of 3, or you can say 3 cubed. They both mean the same thing. Now, that means you multiply 3 by itself 3 times. Okay, so that's what they want you to put in here. What does it mean? And then in here you put your answer. Now, in this one, from 0.97 to 0.98, we're jumping up 0.01. From 0.98 to 0.99, we're jumping up 0.01. So to find out what happens in here, we're going to take 0.99 and we're going to add on 0.01. Okay, and just be careful with your carrying and stuff here and you'll get the right answer for that. Number 8, simplify 8 over 12. What divides into the top and bottom? That'll get us our answer for that. 2 goes into the top and bottom here, but there's actually a bigger number will go in. Number 9, what's the average of 60, 80, 50, 90 and 70? Well, we're going to add up all of these and then we're going to divide it by how many numbers there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So we're going to add them up. We have 60, 80, 50, 90 and 70. We're going to add all of those up, and whatever answer we get here, we're going to divide it by 5. And the answer to that is going to be our proper answer for the sum. Number 10, you just have to try the 4 operators in maths here. So plus, minus, multiply and divide. try these in these boxes here. Remember that the brackets goes first, and see which one of these is going to give you 19 as an answer. Number 11, we've got 1 take away 0.002. So I'm going to write it down as 1 take away, and for the units we've got 0.002. Now to do this properly, we need to put in a decimal up on top here, and we need to add in some zeros. Okay, now we're going to have to borrow and pay back here, but if we do that properly and carefully, you'll have your answer for this sum here. Number 12, 7/10 and 9/10 is equal to how many tenths? So there's 7 of them and another 9. So we're going to add those up and we're going to get something over 10. Now the number on top will be bigger than the number on the bottom, so we won't leave our answer like that. That would be an improper fraction. Once we have our number up here, we're going to divide 10 into it to get our unit number, and then the remainder will be as tenths, and we'll have a mixed number. Number 13, a tetrahedron. That's this shape here, a 3D shape, 3-dimensional, has how many faces? Okay, so the faces are the bits you could actually draw a face on. How many edges? Now these are the edges here. Okay, I'm not going to draw all of them, but that's 2 edges there. And the vertices are the corners where the edges meet. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 vertices. So I'll leave you count up the rest of them there. Number 14. If a circle has a diameter of 100 centimeters, what is the radius? Now, this is the center of a circle, and the diameter goes across the circle through the center. And this is 100 centimeters. Now the radius is exactly half of that. It's from the center out to the edge. Number 15. Vancouver in Canada is 8 hours behind Dublin. If it is 5 p.m. in Dublin, what time is it in Vancouver? Now the easiest way to do this is to count backwards in hours from 5 p.m. So we're going to go 4 p.m., 3 p.m., 2 p.m, and we're going to keep going till we've counted back 8 hours, and that'll tell us what time it is in Vancouver in Canada. Number 16, use your estimating skills and knowledge of odd or even numbers to answer this, 27 times 17. Okay, now I'm not going to do all of this sum, but if I write down 27 multiplied by 17, and if I just multiply the 7 times 7, I get 49, and I'm not going to finish the sum. But I know, because when I'm multiplying by a 1 here, a 0 will go down. So that means in the end of my sum here, I'm going to get a 9 at the end. And that is enough to tell me which of these is going to be the answer, because only one of them ends in 9. Now, simplify the ratio here. 3 is to 15. Well, 3 goes into that once, and you get 1 here. And 3 goes into 15 how many times, and that'll give us the ratio of 1 is to something here. Number 18, write a prime number between 20 and 30. Now the prime numbers can only be divided by themselves and 1. So 21 is not a prime number because you can divide it by 7. 22 is not a prime number because you can divide it by 11. Okay, so keep going and find a number between 20 and 30 that you can only divide by itself and 1. Question 19, we have minus 10 and minus 6, and if we go back up to the very start here, or question 2, minus 7 and minus 4, we're going to do this one the exact same way. And lastly, number 20, 36 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 250. Now if you rush into this, you're going to do 36 times 4, and that's quite a tricky multiplication sum. And then you're going to get that answer and multiply it by 250, and that's going to be quite difficult. But these are all multiplications, so we can do them in any order we want. Now if we look here, we've got 4 multiplied by 250, and that's 1,000. And that's a really nice number to work with, because now we just have to take 1,000 and multiply it by 36. So we just have to put 2 zeros onto our 36 here, and it makes this sum much, much easier. Okay, so best of luck with that, guys. When you're taking a picture for your homework, can you try not to take the picture at an angle? Just make sure it's looking straight down on it, and that way I'll be able to write on all of your answers and give you a mark for them. And we'll be back tomorrow with Tuesdays.